Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 43 of Posts and Pints, the perfect combination of MLS action and drunk rants. That's right, guys, full of banter. As always, my name is Matt, and I'm going to do my best to steer this ship as we break down every game going into MLS Cup playoffs. Boys, we made it. Holy shit. About that time, boys and girls. But I'm gonna need my ragtag team of misfits. You know, the best team since the Mighty Duck movies. We have Dre, we have Kyle, and we have Alex behind the scenes. But because this is a very special episode, we're going to need a very special guest. As we reached out to our good buddy JD from the EPL Boys Podcast. Don't let the EPL fool you. Big on MLS action. JD, welcome to Post and Pints.
Oh yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm a big MLS guy, big Premier League guy, but I like my Philly Union.
What a time to be a Union fan.
Congratulations. I've been there since day one. When we were absolute shit for the last 10 years. So I deserve this.
I don't know why I'm just making this connection now.
You're allowed to enjoy it.
I don't know why I'm just making this connection now. Is there actual correlation between you guys dropping bimbo and winning things?
Maybe.
I don't know why I'm just picking up on this now.
Okay. The Union's been good for the last 2 years. They've been making moves. Their homegrowns have been growing. It's just been this season that they've really popped off.
In case anybody missed the Adam Booth episode, none of us are Red Bull fans that hate Philly. So just be aware.
We all love Philly.
Remember when my team used to do good things?
I remember before I wanted to die.
I remember.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Well, guys.
Yeah.
As usual, guys, before we start talking the soccer, we got to start talking about the beer. Dre, you are way too quiet on that intro, which means you must go first.
He's too sober.
I spent a very drunken weekend. I'm allowed to be sober for a little bit. I have myself a continuing Corona for the coronavirus, so I think this is the last one I'm going to have for a while until next week. Cheers.
Wow.
You're basically just mocking it at this point, and you know
I
what
got to give them
when
business so they don't go out. They don't go under.
Kyle, speaking of going out of business, is this another PBR episode?
No, I am drinking fire medication. Red Bull beer. No, it's Yingling. I haven't gone to the liquor store in months. I'm lazy as shit.
We were there 2 weeks ago.
No, I mean to actually buy beer to drink on the episode as to not be a boring piece of shit that drinks the same two beers all the time. I know I'm letting everybody down, but I'm just fucking boring. What could I say?
Wait, you know what, Kyle? Since I do have the same koozie as you, but just to annoy you, should I wear this one instead or use this one instead?
Oh my god! Get off my Discord
and activate.
That's disgusting.
Death button activate. Alex, what are you partaking in?
I do have my trusty glass of water here because, as Dre said, we had
some high quality H2O
weekend of drinking. But I will be swigging from this bottle of I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right. Jinro, the #1 best-selling spirit in Korea. That just happens to be on my night table here because I'm not an alcoholic. So, cheers.
I literally don't want to ask how you got that. JD,
I have so many questions about this.
Want it. Oh god, it tastes so bad.
What kind of liquor is it? Where did you get it? I don't.
It's a spirit. It's a spirit. That's all it says. It says the #1.
Oh, so it's very descriptive.
Well, it's from Korea. It kind of tastes like if rubbing alcohol. I don't know, like had sex with gin. And it's pretty. Profile. I bought it for this weekend because it was on a shelf, and I like to buy stupid shit. And I'm like, oh, cool, it's something from Korea. And it was a terrible mistake. And nobody drank it, so I'm going to drink it now.
There's something wrong with you.
Before anyone else continues, JD, what are you partaking in tonight?
I was a little dehydrated today, so I'm just drinking fermented water at this point. Natural Light.
Damn.
My favorite.
Are you currently living in a frat house?
I like to think I am. I'm not. I live with my girlfriend, but I like to make it as much of a frat house as I possibly can.
I was gonna say the last time I drank Natty Ice, I was fucking passing out in frat houses.
I mean, how could you turn down a 90 pack? It's very easy, just like that. Just say no.
$25.99.
No,
Still not worth it.
Look, I'm just saying, $17 for a 30 rack of Natty Light, you can't beat it. You just can't.
Well, that's why I always drank PBR until the hipsters attacked.
Until the hipsters attacked.
Dude, PBR, I actually hate PBR. The only time I drank PBR for fully was I went to the Saint in Asbury. I don't know if you guys know that.
I do.
Cool.
Very well.
There's a lot of cool little local shows that happen there.
I saw a band there, and their deal was like $2 PBR drafts, and I'm like, well, I guess that's what I'm fucking drinking.
Can't be $2.
A bunch of us always went to this local venue called Champs in Trenton. I love them because they played this game where they would have a mystery beer on tap, and you had to try and guess what the mystery beer was and you would get like a free glass of it.
It was always Milwaukee's best.
Yeah, it was literally just whatever they had an extra keg of. There was no rhyme or reason. It might have been an IPA. 90% of the time, it was Milwaukee's best, though.
Dude, I Milwaukee's best ices downstairs. I call them budget IPAs.
Somebody who speaks my language.
IPAs.
6.9%, man. You can't beat it.
Milwaukee's best isn't that bad. I just like effort in my beer. It's their best. They're trying.
It's terrible. Oh my god.
You guys are drinking.
I was literally just thinking, what beer is so shit that they would give it away for free?
Budweiser?
That's what it is. And I'm like, people are saying Budweiser and Miller and Coors, and I'm like, no, something worse. And Natty and this.
Coors
and I'm
is
like,
pretty
no,
bad,
it's got to be Milwaukee's. And I'm like, yep, it's Milwaukee's.
We can go to Schlitz if you'd like.
Ice.
Bud Ice.
As two of our four original members already said, it was a jam-packed weekend of a lot of toilet hugging. I'm not going to say by
toilet hugging. And it comes all out.
Someone just left this in my bag. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to drink it anyway. I love my Wet Ticket Brewing Company and a fully juiced IPA. Yeah, we're gonna get through it, boys and girls. That was good. I had a good time with that breakdown. Speaking of breaking things down, guys, the regular season did end last week. We had a great decision day episode, but guys, we gave ourselves a little bit of homework here. We're gonna post it all over the social medias, starting Wednesday, so we can keep that all in line with each other. But guys, we did, yes, that's correct, our individual teams of the season. Yes, that's right. We went through every game, every team, and we decided that if we were going to start 11 players, who we would start. Now, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Go.
11.5.
High.
Fuck off.
3.
All right. It was
24.
3. It was 3. So, Dre, by all means, I would like you to break down your team of the season first, and I'm going to tell you why you're wrong.
Please tell us why you picked Robert Lewandowski 11 times, even though he doesn't play here.
Yeah. I picked Andre Blake. Yes. Why am I wrong, Matt?
You're not, because
why am I
also
wrong?
Picked. I also.
Oh, yeah. Oh, exactly. No, so starting from the top and going down, I already gave up Andre Blake, but, he deserves it, straight up. He was the best goalkeeper, tied with, I believe, 9 clean sheets. I think that is not a controversial pick. He definitely earned that one. And then going from the top and going down, I went with Raul Ruidiaz. Goddamn, not that hard a name. Because I think that he was very good for Seattle when he had to be. He got it done in a season where, we had a pandemic, and then we had Carlos Vela was out, and you had all these star players out, and he kind of stepped up and took that role of being one of the better strikers. So I had to put him in my team, even though he wasn't necessarily the highest scorer. Diego Rossi gets that, but I did have to give it to Ruidiaz. Then left and right, I chose Orlando City. Chris Mueller and Nani both had really good seasons playing off of one another, and that MLS's back tournament run they made was just amazing. I think they were a big part of that. Nani stepped up when he had to, and Chris Mueller and him worked really well together. Then in the middle, Diego Valeri, not a controversial pick. He was one of my picks early on in the season to have a great, great run, and he absolutely did with that Portland team. Right next to him, Alejandro Pozuelo from Toronto. He's one of the most important factors of why that team almost won the Eastern Conference, but didn't quite get there. But he definitely, gave them a borderline supporter shield run. So he definitely had to make it in there. And then from there on down, from CDM down to the center backs and the wing backs, it just kind of came down to numbers for me. So I chose, against my soul's best wishes as a Red Bull fan, I put 2 NYCFC players there, including Alexander Ring at CDM and Anton Tinnerholm at right back. Then Walker Zimmerman as a center back. Him being on Nashville, a brand new team, and that team kind of getting pretty far, had a lot to do with him. And it also shows by how poor LAFC did at parts of the season. It's because they were missing him. And then to finish out the defense, I got Jorge Vilfano from Portland Timbers as left back and Jonathan Mensah from the Crew as the other center back. So that rounds out my team.
Well, I'm putting out my team of the season next because Dre basically has half of my team. And I'm just going to run quickly through it because, he did a great job explaining it. I'm going to start from the back and then go forward. Andre Blake announced as of today, Monday, he has won goaltender of the season in the MLS, and I don't think it's really close, even though finishing, I believe, second in clean sheets behind Joe Willis from Nashville. Overall, Andre had an absolutely incredible season, came up absolutely huge when the Union needed it, and it's not really a question. Jonathan Mensah from Columbus, their best player of the season, in my opinion. I'm not even just saying a defender. I think he has been their most consistent player this entire year. As Dre already said, Walker Zimmerman has been an absolute staple for that Nashville side, and I believe a major reason why they are where they are. Mark McKenzie from the Philadelphia Union. This guy has been, again, you look at this Philadelphia Union side, he's had to be one of their most important players this year. He is absolutely phenomenal from the back, and, you can't go wrong with choosing, some of these Philadelphia players. Speaking of these Philadelphia players, I'm now going to move to the midfield, and we're going to talk about Brendan Aronson and how this kid is going to be, first of all, right now, one of the best midfielders in the league, one of the best box-to-box midfielders, could even slip off to that wing position if he has to. Absolutely incredible. Dre, as you said, Alejandro Pozuelo, the golden toe of the year. Is that what they call the assist leader? the golden toe of the year. Dropping in those 10 assists, dude, he's done an absolutely incredible job, and Toronto wouldn't be anywhere without him. Nicholas Lodeiro, an MVP finalist. You can't really forget about this guy who's been an absolute staple for the Seattle side, doing an absolutely incredible job this year. Again, this guy is the major reason Seattle is where they are. Now, moving on, Dre, as you said, I hate to keep saying it's as you said, but you are correct. Diego Valeri, again. Every single year, this guy always finds his way onto my MLS team of the season, and I can't not put him on. With right wing, how do you not choose the MLS Golden Boot winner in Diego Rossi? This guy stepped into some massive shoes, not having a consistent number 9 next to him, not having Carlos Vela next to him. Really did an absolutely incredible job this year, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. Then to finish it up, it is back-to-back picks that Dre did have, and that is in Chris Mueller, who has stepped up into a wonderful 1-2 partnership with Nani on that Orlando side. And in my opinion, going to be an absolutely great player, not only for the MLS, I can see him sneaking into that U.S. men's national team. And then to finish it up, if he actually got the opportunity to play all year, Raul Ruidiaz would have been my MVP. But unfortunately, international duties, and we don't even need to get into what I think about international friendlies. Raul Ruidiaz was definitely the easy choice for my number 9 this year. Kyle, I'm now going to hand this off to you. You want to run through your list really quickly and tell me that I missed a player or two?
Yeah, I'm only going to run through the ones that nobody else had, which preface are probably some controversial picks. From the back forward, my goalkeeper, Sean Johnson from NYCFC. There were a handful of goalkeepers that were better than him this year, but to finish with 7 clean sheets, on a team that struggled as much as NYC did at some points in the season, to me is just impressive. And I think he's one of the reasons that NYC stayed in it for so long. My back line, Jonathan Menza, best player on the crew, no argument there. Mark McKenzie, I'll agree with Matt. Walker Zimmerman, he's really the heart of Nashville. My last back, again, probably people better than him. I felt like he was most improved, and for me, it warranted a spot. Kyle Duncan for the Red Bulls.
I want to cut you off.
A Red Bull player made the top 11 for anyone.
He was the only consistent player on the team this year.
In a team full of rotation, in a team full of highs and lows, there's one thing, and again, I'm going to let my fandom show a little here. And I know Kyle agrees with me because Kyle and I have had these conversations. You look at Kyle Duncan, you know you're going to get a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 performance out of Kyle Duncan every game. Kyle Duncan hasn't disappointed once this year, and I have an honorable mentions at the end of my teams, like players who just missed, and Kyle Duncan was on that.
So moving on to my midfield.
Consistently don't put you on the best 11. That's it.
So moving on to the midfield, because Dre's wrong anyway. Pizzuelo from Toronto. Again, I'm not going to repeat more of the same. Lodiero, Diego Valeri, and my only other pick here is Artur from the crew. I think that he really kept that midfield together. I think he's like one of the driving forces of the attack for the crew, and I think that he really did his job this year. And up front, I'm ready to get yelled at for these two picks, especially by Dre. I already know this. Number one, even though they suck shit, Christian Pavone from the LA Galaxy. The fact that he has anywhere near the numbers he has, while that team sucks as bad as they do, means that if he was literally anywhere else, he might be in the Golden Boot race. That's what that means to me anyway. I'm giving him all the credit in the world on that. And number two, Bradley Wright Phillips.
Oh my God.
With 8 goals, having sat most of the time, I don't think there's anything wrong with me including him. How many goals could he have had he been a consistent starter all year?
I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not. Seeing BWP in a team of the season warms my heart and tickles my ass. But I'm telling you right now. It also makes
you think it's 2018.
But come on, man! In a league full of great strikers, you drop the beat.
The other thing I had for picking specifically both of them, and okay, maybe this isn't usually the point of a best 11, which it's not. See, certain things are par for the course for me, and while that's amazing and they deserve all the accolade in the world, I'm not going to put, say, Diego Rossi or Carlos Vela into a top 11 literally fucking every year. Everybody expects it. It's par for the course. I'd rather highlight some players that maybe were just under your cut and deserve just as much credit.
Alex's team of the year will be put on our social media page because he's busy right now trying to bother him at the moment. So to finish it up, JD, if you were to put the best 11 players in the MLS on one team, now I would say let's put the fandom down a little bit, and I'm not going to ask for a just copy and paste of the Philadelphia Union's roster.
Hey, look. Obviously, Andre Blake as goalkeeper. He was, to me, the best goalkeeper. I hate all this fucking Matt Turner bullshit. Like, ugh, no. Andre Blake is the right choice.
I want to know the burner accounts that Matt Turner has started to get himself the push that he thinks he's getting.
Dude, I'm not saying he's a bad goalkeeper. He's not near the top.
I could think of 5 goalies right now.
Yeah.
Who, like, I just don't think Joe Willis gets enough love from Nashville.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Like, he had an incredible year this year, and then you see the numbers come out for goalie of the year, and he didn't get 1 vote.
Even Pedro Galisi is my number 2. Like, for Orlando City, I mean, he was phenomenal, especially at the MLS's back tournament. Oh, yeah. I mean, he was amazing. But that Andre Blake, number one for me. 2 center backs, Mark McKenzie. I mean, come on, he's going to fucking Europe next year for sure. And then Jonathan Mensah, Columbus Crew, obviously. He was the best. Right back, I hate New York City FC, but Anton Tennerholm. As a Philly Union fan,
me too.
I'm definitely not picking Ray Gaddis. So, as much as I love him, and left back, I have fandom comes in a little bit. I have Kai Wagner. I think he is a very good attacking left back, and when he's not injured, he's a very good left back. Midfield, I'm surprised there was no mention of El Brujo. I know it's another Philly Union fan, or as another Philly Union player, but Jose Martinez, like, he was a beast. He was a beast in the midfield this season. So I have him at CDM. I have Brennan Aronson and Darwin Quintero. I can't believe nobody mentioned Darwin Quintero. I think he had the most assists this season.
Alejandro Pozuelo had led the league in assists this year.
Oh, did he? Okay,
but no, he was up there. He was up there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I just think Aronson and Quintero in front of Jose Martinez. I mean, that would just be insane. But then my front line, Chris Mueller on the left, Diego Rossi on the right, and Giazzi Zardes up front. I think Jordan Morris just misses out for me, but I think that would be my team of the season. I would say I think Diego Rossi gets in there no matter what. Chris Mueller, like you guys had said before, he's really making a shout. He's still really young too. I think.
He's either like I was just about to say, if I'm not mistaken, he's 23 years old. But you are also correct. Giassi Zardes definitely got an honorable mention from me because he also had an absolutely incredible year this year. But guys, those are our teams of the season. We're going to be posting the social media posts for those. So by all means, shit talk the fuck out of us.
Tell Kyle while he's wrong.
Tell us all while we're wrong. Just tell us. I don't care. Tell us we're wrong. Tell me I missed everyone.
Like I said, you don't have to agree with me when I see NFL best ofs every year, and it's always the same fucking 3 quarterbacks. I don't want to see that shit.
Tom Brady.
He takes the best shits.
He does.
Tom Brady could do that.
Speaking of Tom Brady, boys and girls, we are now going to break down every single MLS playoff game, at least in the first round, as has been announced. Remember, this is Monday. The Philadelphia Union and Toronto opponents have not been declared yet. Those games are going to happen. But like I said, my little transition here was, speaking of Tom Brady, let's talk about how the New England Revolution are going to host the Montreal Impact from the great country of Canada. Now, I'm gonna lead us in, but I'm gonna have each one of you guys start one at a time. And Kyle, I'm gonna let you go first here. Who's gonna win and why?
Honestly, I'm gonna stick with the New England Revolution. Let's be honest, even though it was an extended playoff, I think it's pretty great that Thierry Henry even led them in there. There's been problems. We already know that. I'm pretty sure all of us across the board have criticized them going home, not training when you had such a long break and then losing, and then everything went on a slide from there. So you can criticize a lot about what happened. Yeah, it's true. You just have to make the playoffs and anything could happen from there, but I don't see it.
Dre, I'm going to hand this now off to you. Are we choosing Canada or are we choosing Robert Kraft in 69th minute PP touches?
The guy that spends more on hookers than his soccer team.
Oof.
Oof.
Tell me how you really feel. I am going to go with New England, mainly because I want to see this, ironically, young Canadian kid who doesn't play for the Canadian team, but I want to see what Tajon Buchanan can bring to the team, and I think New England has what it takes to best Montreal. I don't think Thierry Henry's first season is going to be as successful as he'd hoped, although getting to playoffs alone is pretty good for him.
And just as a friendly reminder, Alex is behind the scenes taking care of everything he's taking care of. His picks will be available on our social medias by the time this episode does release. JD, I now hand it off to you. Are we going with Impact de Montreal? Are we going with the Revolution of New England?
I'm going to go New England here. I love having, I love this scenario that Philadelphia Union plays New England.
For the
I mean,
12th
that would
time
mean
this
that
year.
Miami beats Nashville. But yeah, well, guess what? Philly Union knows how to beat them. So also, Buchanan on New England has looked really good, and I think that's going to be a big influence. And like Dre said, I don't think Thierry Henry is going to have the season he had hoped. I definitely have New England winning this.
You all make wonderful, wonderful decisions, and it'd be hard to disagree with you. But gosh darn it if I'm not going to fucking try. I have faith in Coach Henry. But really, I have, like...
At least that's one person.
When I dove in...
So did Monaco, and look what happened.
But I'm saying, like, I have... the thing that scares the shit out of me, when I was really breaking this down and I was looking at the statistics, what baffled me was... Now, do be fair, the statistics are skewed because New England did have to play Philadelphia like 8 times this year, and you're not going to have a winning record at home like that.
Well, maybe you're right. Montreal wins, and they got to play Toronto for the 680th time.
Hey.
So also Vancouver. It goes both ways.
But overall, I'm not confident with New England's home record. 2 wins, 5 draws, and 3 losses means they don't know how to command their home crowd. And then in return, Montreal actually has a fairly decent away record. So the travel for Montreal isn't what bothers me here. What does excite me about this Montreal team is they are in the top 20 in the MLS in every offensive category, which means they have what it takes to be here. But what really gives me the confidence is Montreal looked great in those last couple games going into the playoffs, while New England looked piss fucking poor. So I'm
Did you just tell me that they're in the top 20 in a league of 26 teams? Motherfucker, you better be in the top 20.
Still not last though.
Hey, if you're not last, you're first. Is that how that?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. I don't know what to do with my hands, Ricky Bobby.
I was high when I said that.
I'm too drunk to taste this shit. But for me, I will be devil's advocate, and I have faith in the away side. I think Montreal turns some heads. I'd like to apologize to Foot Loking and Connor from the Soccer Heads podcast. I'm sorry I'm letting you both down with that pick.
At least the rest of us have your back.
Now going on to the next matchup. The Battle of the Newcomers. Yes, that's right, boys and girls. Both expansion teams found their way into the MLS Cup playoff, and gosh darn it if Don Garber isn't touching himself with the fact that they get to play each other in the first round anyway. Nashville will be hosting Inter Miami, CF, David Beckham, Expansion Club, Flamingo, Fort Lauderdale. I don't know how else to describe Meth Gators. But besides that point, guys, I'm going to start this one off with Dre. Dre, are you backing Dax McCarty and the Ginger Ninja, or are you signing on for the Juventus reject in Gonzalo Higuain?
There's 2 of them, by the way.
No, one of them was a success. One of them won a World Cup. Gonzalo Higuain is just known for...
Yeah, but he still played for Juventus, and nobody gives a shit.
I give this one to Nashville. They've shown the most consistency throughout the entire season, whereas Inter Miami would have good weeks, bad weeks, good performances, bad performances. Nashville just stayed consistent all the way through. And for that reason, I think that will continue, and they're going to be able to beat Inter Miami. Although the one caveat is that Inter Miami really did load up their squad for the last 5 games, and when they got those 2 European transfers in Matuidi and Higuain. So that could be the X factor, but the consistency is there for Nashville.
JD, I'm going to now spin the Wheel of Fortune. Get it? Wheel of Fortune. Alex Wheel plays for Nashville. I'm going to spin the Wheel of Fortune, and it lands on you. Are we backing Inter Miami, or is Nashville going to be the first of these 2 to grab a playoff win?
I'm going Nashville just because I think Inter Miami, they're like Manchester United. They just sign whoever they want. They just throw money at people, and it's not good. It's not good for the league. It's not good for their team. I think I'm gonna make a bet. I think Higuain misses a penalty in this game. like prop bet.
Wow.
I don't see Miami getting anything out of this game.
On top of that, Luis Robles is still out, so.
Yeah, but Luis Robles could never save a penalty anyway, but that's besides the point.
I mean,
he's a good MLS keeper when it comes down to it. Come on.
We know we're Red Bull.
You don't have to convince us. We also know the things that he's shit at.
Like there have been
times
he's our
Iron Man.
Yeah, he's our Iron Man, and I love Luis Robles to death. Wherever he is, whatever he is, whatever he's doing, Luis Robles always has my support. But if the Red Bull concede a penalty, I can go take a piss because I know what's about to happen. Watch it. But now Kyle, I'll land this one to me now, and I'm going to agree with the group here, and Nashville's going to be my pick. They've been consistent. They have a game plan that they've had since day one without needing to buy all these superstars. But you know what was really odd and shocking? Since Higuain and Matuidi have both been on Miami this season, they combined for 2 goals and 2 assists. That's not each. They combined for those statistics, which means even though they have the star power, it's not coming from them. And I mean, I'm going to be also honest here. Nashville's only lost twice at home this year. This is the part that's going to kill you. Miami has 10 away losses this year. Miami's playing that old school MLS style where they're going to win all the games at home, but they're going to be absolute dog shit on the road.
That's probably the second most Metro thing I've ever heard happen in this league this year.
God bless America. But yeah, no, I think Nashville wins this, and for some reason I have a feeling in my stomach that Nashville wins this comfortably. So Kyle, finish it up for us. Are you going with David Beckham, or are you going with Nashville rock and roll?
I'm going with Nashville, but I don't think it's going to be as comfortable as you think it is, because it could go one of 2 ways. It's either going to be extremely comfortable, like more comfortable than you think, or Miami's going to win comfortably, because that team only does things hot and cold. It's either everybody's fucking hitting golazzos from a mile out, or like, what's a soccer ball? I don't remember.
So are we renaming Inter Miami to FC Katy Perry? You're hot, then you're in, then you're... And
basically, the first person to figure out where the soccer ball is and what they have to do with it wins.
Like I said, it's 2 expansion teams playing each other in the first round of the MLS playoffs. I have no issue that Don Garber is sipping on a twisted tea, touching himself, just thinking the idea about the other 9, expansion clubs that are coming in the next 6 years. On to a couple other expansion league teams from at least the past few years. Orlando will be hosting the blue side of New York in NYCFC. We're turning the coin here, and JD, you are the first on this list. So, are you back in the purple or are you back in the blue?
Didn't Nani get a red card in the last game? Does that carry over? Was I?
It's been rescinded.
It was in the second to last game.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in the second to last game of the season, and it was rescinded, which means he is eligible to play.
Okay. Nani's playing. Chris Mueller's playing. Yeah, I'm going to go Orlando here. New York City FC, I hate with a passion just because of their matchups with the Philly Union in recent years. Castellanos is probably my least favorite player in the entire league. He's just a diver. I just hate him. He'll probably dive in this game, and I'll throw the remote at the TV watching. I'm going to say Orlando's going to win maybe 3-1. Just throwing it out there. I think Orlando's a better team overall.
There you go.
JD, I like you. Confident with a score line. Doesn't like certain teams. We need that fire. We need that energy here at Post and Pints. But you know what? I am going to agree with you. 100%. Orlando, since this rivalry has started, Orlando basically, they've basically, I believe swung the majority of this rivalry here. And Orlando, they only have 1 loss at home this year. Orlando has turned that field into an absolute fortress, and I believe, with the fans that are there, I believe they can make it an atmosphere. They have the ability, the purple wall, because none of those guys know how to fucking social distance, but they're gonna be able to bring that, I think, that little extra that's gonna push them over. But NYCFC's defense has been extremely shaky this year. If Sean Johnson wasn't goaltending on his head, NYCFC, I believe, would have let up a lot more goals than originally, let up. Sean Johnson led the league in saves this year, so that only proves the value that he was back there. If he's not on the top of his game, you have Nani, you have Chris Mueller, and let's not forget, possible rookie of the year in DK, who, let's be honest here, this kid came out of nowhere, and he is just putting balls in for fun. And when you have Pereira, Nani, and Mueller all giving you endless goods in the box, when you're 6'2" or higher as a striker who is able to put his head on the ball, that's it. It's over. I like the 3-1 scoreline, and I agree with your 3-1 scoreline. I believe that Orlando will see this out pretty comfortably. Kyle, our little wheel is spinning, and now it's on your turn.
I think this has the potential to be a good game. We've seen NYC come out looking like they remembered how to play like they did last year, like a couple times in the last few games. It depends on how they come out looking, but honestly, no matter how they do, I think that that little magic kingdom Orlando's created at home, see what I did there? Is just too much to overcome. Orlando's going to win that one.
I see what you did there, haha. Ha. Yeah, you better root for Orlando, haha.
Oh boy, haha.
Oh boy, haha. Holy crap, who's this Maxi Morales guy? Haha, he's the same size as me, haha. Dre, yeah, I'm sorry. Cheesy. Here, you know what, Han, Dre, do you want me to just let it go?
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh, see, more Disney jokes.
I'm turning my mic on. Please stop, Matt. Enough. I'm leaving. I can't hear this anymore.
Honestly, that's the game I look forward to most watching, because I imagine if Maxi Morales scores, you'll hear Mickey Mouse in the background, just a la South Park. Don't fuck with me and my money. Oh.
Good God.
Beating up the joke.
I was just about to say, threatening to fucking cut up the Jonas Brothers backstage. Fucking hell.
This guy.
Dre, wrap this up before we start continuing with the Disney jokes.
I have realized that I spent too much time giving NYCFC too much credit this year, and that stops now. Orlando takes this one because fuck the Smurfs. That's why.
Dre's like, you know what? I've been doing crack cocaine for way too long, and this is where I take the fucking line.
Yeah,
Dre, you have been up in the blue side of New York.
I know, and I put two of them on my goddamn best 11. It stops now. I also put two of Orlando's players on there, so it's like, shit. It legitimately will probably be a good game. I just really don't want NYCFC to win.
I think it's going to be a great game. All offense, no defense, full vibes.
I'm calling it at 63-57, Orlando.
At least it stopped being played in a fucking baseball stadium. God damn it.
Hey, not everybody can score a touchdown in a baseball stadium during a soccer game.
Everything about New York City FC. I hate
now,
everything about them playing in Yankee Stadium.
JD, you have a very good point here. If this game was in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium,
it might be different.
My pick would be different, because for some odd fucking reason, when NYCFC plays at home, they are a different monster and they use the small field to their advantage.
It's bullshit. Shouldn't
now going on, boys and girls. This was literally the hardest pick of all the picks I had to do for these upcoming games. And you ask yourself, why? Why, Matt? Is it because you're a Red Bull fan that you're having a tough time?
Hold on, this was the hard pick for you?
This was the hard pick for me. That is correct.
What are you getting that hope shit back? I don't understand.
It's the hope. It's the fucking hope that gets me. It's the hope that gets me out of bed in the morning. It's the hope that gives me sweet, sweet dreams at the end of the night. Kyle, you are correct.
Sound like an Arsenal fan.
Hey.
No, that's Kyle. He's the Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
The hope that kills you.
I just like bad things. What could I say?
It's the hope that kills you. But guys, after a long discussion with myself in the mirror, yeah, that's right. I stood in the mirror and asked myself, do I really think the New York Red Bull are going to beat Columbus in the playoffs? That answer was no. Columbus is going to win this. And I think it's going to be tight, and I think it's going to be close. I really do. I think this is a 1-goal game. I think like the 1 goal separates these two. But I just think with the way that Zardes, Santos, and NTN have been playing up front, and the fact that Columbus has one of the best defenses in the league, the Red Bull have had a really tough time getting consistent goals from their strikers and from their front force. I think Columbus eventually does win this, but I think it's a little bit tighter than expected. Now, Kyle, you've been upping the Yellow Submarine team all season. Are you disagreeing
Yellow football
with me?
team.
You know what? Let me tell you why I'm picking Columbus. And this is probably going to be pretty sadistic coming from a person saying this about his own team, but I kind of want to see not only Red Bull lose, I kind of want to see Derek Etienne Jr. get a hat trick in this game. Just to fucking prove to these idiots that they were wrong.
Oh, no, he's in for a goal. No, automatically. Derek Etienne is either in for 2 assists or 1 goal.
Let's face it, hope of success with this team died when Sean Davis became captain, and I'm sticking to that standpoint.
I agree with that part.
And Dre, being a huge Sean Davis fan, is going to disagree with you. Right, Dre?
Said no one ever. So someone's going to have to explain my own decisions for me because I don't even get them. So somehow my Eastern Conference finals are Columbus and Philly, but yet I also chose the Red Bull to win this game.
Don't get me wrong. I would love to eat my words. I won't be mad, but like...
Wait. Everyone shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. So tell me how the Red Bull are going to win this game.
I can't tell you because I don't know, but when it comes playoff time, we got to do it.
JD, this is that hope thing that we.
The bus runs on hopes and dreams since 1996.
You know what my hope is? My hope is that Kaku will be in the fucking starting lineup at one point in time. That's my hope.
See, you're hoping again. Stop that hope shit.
I forgot about that. Damn.
Yeah, so did Red Bull fans.
What do you think? We're going to have strikers scoring in a playoff? What are you, dumb?
Unless Aaron is putting in 2 goals on a corner. I don't know.
As long as Tim Parker doesn't look like beginning of the season Tim Parker, maybe we have a chance.
Nice. Too busy looking.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out.
Listen, he says dodgeball references too. JD's awesome. No one makes me bleed in my own blood.
There you go.
And speaking of making me bleed in my own blood, JD, to finish it up, are we going with Columbus or are we going with New Jersey? I mean, New York. I'm sorry.
Well, New Jersey. Jesus. No. Who's the young kid that's really good for the Red Bulls?
Caden Clark.
Caden Clark.
Dave Clark. Yeah. He scored that banger the other week, right?
Oh, yeah. Maybe that kid should get more than 30 seconds of playing time. Weird.
So I'm saying if he's playing, maybe he's a big game guy. I'm not saying that the Red Bulls will win this. I'm just saying.
Don't do this to me.
I saw that goal. I just forgot his name. Maybe he comes in, makes a big play, but I just can't see the Red Bulls beating Columbus.
There it is.
Like Columbus, they had their injury problems, but I think they're all back healthy. I think Zelerion is healthy, right? And I mean, Giazzi Zardes has been on another level this season. I don't.
He's definitely not Jesse anymore.
Yeah.
Name by accident 2 straight episodes with Jesse instead of Giazzi, and I'm gonna get made fun of for the rest of my fucking life.
Jesse Zardes. Is that his younger, dumber brother?
No, when he's not playing good, he's Jesse Zardes.
He's Jesse Zardes. When he's in form, he's Giazzi.
Yeah.
I just like how Giazzi Zardes, he was on fucking what was it, FIFA 17 The Journey, like he was in that career mode thing, and then he was for the LA Galaxy, and then he moves to the Columbus Crew, not on FIFA anymore, and then is ridiculous.
Well, sometimes getting out of that spotlight is huge. You see certain players across all sports when they leave a big market and go to a smaller market club, because you think about it.
Not everybody has what it takes to cut in a big market.
Well, I'm saying, when you play for the LA Galaxy and you don't have a good game, you have 20 to 30 reporters in your face. Hey, why didn't you score today? You play for the Columbus Crew. Now, I'm not saying anything against the Columbus Crew. You have a bad game with the Columbus Crew. You have maybe 2 reporters. Hey, how's it going today? Like, they're not blowing up your thing because it's not the LA market, not the New York market. Yeah. Sometimes you see players succeed in the smaller markets because they don't have that media-based pressure.
Plus, expectations, demands, and backlash of fans are vastly different across big and small markets.
I'm telling you right now, there are certain Kansas City Royal baseball players who literally could commit murder, and their fan base would go, "That's still my guy."
Meanwhile, have like 2 bad games in a row in Boston or New York, and good luck.
Nope, you're done. You're done. I still remember seeing on Twitter, like, Aaron Judge struck out like 4 times in 2 games, and there were people who were like, "So what's our next option when Aaron Judge leaves?" I'm sitting here like.
Meanwhile, they let Greg Bird start at first base. But let's move on.
Speaking of moving on, boys and girls, we're heading over from the Eastern Conference and heading our way to the Western Conference, where Sporting Kansas City hosts the San Jose Quake. And did I start the last one? Who started the last one? Was it me?
I think we could skip that. I think we could just all say our pick at the same time and maybe just move this one along.
Yeah, I feel like when
Okay, how about you raise your hand if you actually chose the Quakes? Anyone? No? Cool. Yeah, moving on.
Yeah, I feel like we don't even have to explain this one.
I was going to be honest.
There's 1% chance that Chris Wondolowski scores a hat trick.
Yeah, they're all from penalties.
I was literally just going to say, I hope Wando gets a goal, and then Casey's going to win it.
All right, so the final
chance he scores a hat trick, and they still lose 4-3.
Yeah, right?
Unfortunately,
that is the most realistic possibility, to be honest.
Just all bullshit goals. Like, all bullshit goals, but...
Like 100%. I want Chris Wondolowski in my lifetime to hit 200 goals. I know it's going to be very difficult to have, but if they just that's a guy. He's perfect. San Jose. It's a smaller market.
200 goals. Fine. Imagine getting fouled 200 times.
Yeah, in the body.
He'll never score the one that mattered. He'll never score the one that mattered. In 14. He'll never score the one that mattered.
I had to explain to my wife once why, no matter how successful this guy does, he's the most hated American soccer player of all time. And she's like, but he scored so many goals.
Have you met Alexi Lalas?
No, Chris Wondolowski is more hated than Alexi Lalas. Easy. Fucking easy. The only person I hate more than Chris Wondolowski is fucking Michael Bradley.
Oh, God.
And I think we can all fucking get on that fucking train.
Yep.
Friendly reminder, we all chose Kansas City because facts.
Obvious reasons.
Obvious reasons. None of us are on any of that Portland crack cocaine that Alex is currently en route to go get. On to our... Literally, Alex didn't lift his head. He's middle of project, just stuck his thumbs up like, yeah, bro. Minnesota hosts Colorado, and Kyle, are we going to get Rocky Mountain High together, or are we going to be singing those Minnesota Prince blues?
I'm going with Minnesota, don't you know?
Oh, Minnesota, don't you know?
They've been the better team all year. They came out like a house on fire at the fake start when we thought we would get a normal season. And then they didn't dip that much in MLS's back and during the regular season. They've been a constant competitor in this whole thing.
Go Vikings, yeah. Sorry, that's all the Minnesota.
You can't mention the Vikings while there's a Philly fan on. He might tell a 90-year-old woman to go fuck herself.
That's true.
Hey, Philly's not that bad. Come on.
I mean, that happened, though.
Bad. Okay, hold on. We're going to pause this for 2 seconds.
I'm not a Philly fan. I'm a Steelers fan. Hold on, if you're talking NFL, I'm a Steelers fan.
Okay.
Oh, no. I was making an Eagles joke.
You're fine. We were all making mistakes
I hate
here.
these.
I didn't know if it pertained to you or not, but I shot my shot.
No, I like good teams. 9-0. Let's go.
I can agree with you there. I don't like good teams. I can just agree with you.
Dre. Are we?
So
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is gonna be my upset pick because I had to do one. I think Colorado somehow beats Minnesota here because I got to pick one upset pick, and this is it. They've in their last 3 games of the season, they've beaten both Seattle and Portland, which are 2 of the better teams in the West. Colorado somehow finds a way to edge it out, just because I have to pick like one crazy pick, you know.
JD, are you going with Dre's crazy pick, or are you going with Kyle's common sense?
So I think this one's harder to pick because I think Colorado they played like the least amount of games, right? They only played like 14 games or something, and I don't know how many games Minnesota played. I just remember seeing Colorado play like 14 or something. This is so hard to pick. I feel like I want to go Minnesota, but I'm going to agree with Dre just because my boy Keegan Rosenberry, right back for Colorado. Love that guy. Friends with him on Facebook before he was big on the Union. Then he got fucking let go by the Union. I hate it. I hate all of it. So I'm going to go Rapids. Just to spice it up. Agree with Dre.
I'll give you that though. I feel like this is the one game I think where if it went the opposite of the way I'm thinking, I wouldn't be shocked either.
Yeah. I think this is a tight matchup.
Is it really an upset pick if 3 of the 4 people talking agree that Colorado's going to win? Because I also, too, think Colorado's going to take this. And the reason behind it is, I mean, Dre made a very good point. 2 of the 3 wins that Colorado have had going into the MLS Cup playoffs have been against Portland on the road and Seattle at home. They are coming in hot. They are playing the least amount of games, which theoretically means the legs should be the freshest. The fresher.
Also, I do think it's a little bit of a BS thing that they even made it to the goddamn playoffs with 14 games. Like that part of I'm still a little bit.
We don't care. We don't care.
That's a whole nother episode just talking about that. To be honest,
it is kind of bullshit, but yeah,
we ain't nobody got time to dive into that fucking rabbit.
I agree personally, but
basically, think about this. The last time Minnesota and Colorado played against each other, Minnesota did win. But Colorado completely outplayed them. Watching that game, Colorado completely outplayed Minnesota and only lost that game off of a late own goal. I think Colorado, with the late form going in, I think they have the opportunity. I mean, again, it's technically the upset. If you look at the money line, it is a little bit of an upset, but I don't know. I think personally, and I marked it here on my notes, that I believe this is the game to not miss. This is the game to not miss. If you're going to watch one game and it's not the team you're supporting, watch Minnesota versus Colorado. I think you are in for a good show.
Especially when Minnesota brings that purple rain.
Ooh, see, thank you. I said the Prince lead in at the beginning. Kyle brings the Prince encore at the end.
Yeah. What I'm here for.
I'm just going to drive away in my little red Corvette.
Party like it's 1999.
I think I was like 8. I was 7. No, I was 7.
Yeah, those horrible fucking barrel juice boxes and pretzels. That's how we're going to party.
Hell yeah, man. My mom's going to let me stay up until 10:30 tonight. Fuck yeah.
That means we get to play Mario Kart, and I'm okay with that, though.
You ever think to yourself that your parents at like a certain age were like, yeah, I'm going to let you stay up until 10:30. Wow, that's awesome. It's like 9:45. I'm looking at my wife like, are you ready for bed? Because like, I'm kind of ready for bed.
8-year-old Matt and 28-year-old Matt, same person. I can stay up till 11, I swear.
Falls asleep at 10:15 watching fucking Jimmy Neutron on Hulu. Wow, nothing's fucking
not a thing.
Dre, I said it before Kyle and I went on our little nostalgia run. Portland, so actually I'd like to apologize to everyone. as I wrote down things for the podcast last week, I originally had it lined up where Seattle was playing against Portland. Well, apparently with late goals in some of the games, those points did alter, which means different results happen. This is my public apology. I'm sorry. I did have sexual relations with that woman. I did it, and I would have done it again because I'm Bill Clinton, and I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Oh, boy.
Portland hosts Dallas. Now, Dre, I'm going to have you lead this one off. Do the MLS is back champions and recent winners of, not the most recent, but one of the recent winners of the MLS Cup playoffs in the last few years. Do you think Portland, here's the thing. So basically, let's be honest here. Are you going with Southern style barbecue or are you going with Kesha FC?
I think Kesha FC has what it takes to get this one done. They just have such a solid squad, solid players that are just doing so well together. I can't see them slowing down. And Dallas has been one of those teams that can get an upset here or there. But I think I would be remiss if I did not give this one to Portland.
Now, JD, I don't know if you understood my joke, but Kesha's got the song where it's going down, I'm yelling timber, and we've just been kind of just fucking running with it. And
okay.
Portland,
I get it now.
Portland is Portland is just Kesha FC. I'm not on crystal meth. I'm just spitting the jokes as they're coming. But for a fixture that hasn't happened this year, funny enough, the two games where these two teams were supposed to play each other, both of those games got canceled. So these teams are seeing each other for the very first time. Are you going with Portland at home, or do you believe that the roadside and FC Dallas has a chance?
In COVID protocol, when Portland scores a goal at home, do they still fucking chainsaw a log? I'm asking because I don't really watch many Portland games. Do they still do that?
I don't believe so, but I can reach out to Timber Joey. I had beers with him in a bar in Portland once. Still one of the coolest people I've ever met, who's walked into a bar with flip-flops and nothing else on. But basically,
nothing else. Wow.
Well, I'm gonna say.
How else do you think he saws the log, my guy?
That's the coolest goal celebration. I think in the MLS, how they just chainsaw part of like a fucking tree. Like, I think that's the coolest thing. I'm going to go Portland, definitely. I mean, Diego Valeri, come on. He's a big game guy. And FC Dallas have been, they had, for how good of an academy they have, for the players they produced, right now, I'm going Portland all the way. They're a big game team. I think they'll go pretty far in the playoffs. So I definitely have them here.
I'm going to make it nice, easy, simple, and quick. It's going to be Portland. The reasons? Dallas is absolute fucking garbage on the road with a 2-3-5 record. Yes, that's correct. 5 losses on the road this year. Portland are starting to click on offense. Their defense has always been solid, and as long as they don't give up late goals like I've been bitching at them now for the past month, I think Portland takes this easy. Kyle, finish it up for us. It's going down on yelling timber.
Well, Dallas has had another disappointing season, and like JD said, for how good their academy is, it's almost, there's no reason for it. At the end of the day, FC Dallas, they are who they are. They're going to die young. Portland takes this. I one-upped you again. That's 2 of them in the same sentence.
I like the Kesha references. Nice.
What's the song? There's glitter on the it's a hole in the wall.
Kesha. It's just Kesha.
It's a dirty.
It's just music to wear glitter by, or whatever.
Matt, you're the only person who listens to Kesha.
That's a fucking lie.
That's a lie. I saw a Noisecore cover of it at a basement once.
Just go eat a peach. Eat a peach.
I'm just letting everyone know, if you say you don't listen to Kesha and you say you don't listen to Taylor Swift, you're just lying to everyone.
I'm kind of not, though.
No, but Kyle, you are. Just like you listen to Killswitch Engage. Kyle listens to Killswitch Engage. Dre listens to Taylor Swift. It's just things that fucking happen.
I do listen to Kesha, not Taylor Swift, though.
None on all the above. Although I think I will give you this. I think T-Swizzle has more talent than Killswitch Engage.
T-Swizzles, yo.
Is she still a country music star, though?
She's
still more metal than Killswitch Engage. It fits.
Yeah, Killswitch Engage is kind of lame.
Whoa!
Fucking 2-on-2 now.
No.
Pump some August Burns Red in my fucking veins.
Oh, see, you're just that light. You're just drinking that.
Things we can get behind.
That's some hometown shit for me. That's some hometown shit.
They're not even the best band from Lancaster. Go check out This or the Apocalypse, Hawk, whatever you want to call them. That's the best band. That's the best band from Lancaster.
Hey, hold on.
I'd take ABR over this the Apocalypse, but Texas in July.
Texas in July. Dre, how did you forget Texas in July?
I didn't forget them. I just like Hawk better.
Oh, that's it.
I just like Ricky better, bro.
We are starting nothing but a Christian metal podcast. JD. That's it. It's fucking happening. We're gonna talk about.
There's another good band. I bet you never heard of. The Road to Milestone.
I have heard of them.
Wait, have you actually heard of that? I worked with the guy Jesse Buckwalter, who's in it. I worked with him.
I don't know names. I've just things that pop up.
Well, no,
on my
he's
Spotify.
the guy. He produces everything for them. He played guitar, keys, everything. Nice. He's so fucking good.
Yeah, the Road to Milestone.
Dre's literally
they're so tight. If anything, they're tight. Like,
what's up with the Amish and dropping heavy ass metalcore?
Dude, I don't get it.
It's like,
so I'm a musician. I'm a musician from Lancaster. I wasn't into like really metal. I was more into like acoustic stuff and just like rock. I had like a rock band in high school. And I played, like, if you've heard of the Chameleon Club in Lancaster City, that was like the big venue.
Yeah.
Rip.
I mean, I don't know what it was about metal in Lancaster City. It produced a ton of like decently really good bands, metal bands, but I don't know what it was.
I'm getting the stink eye from like 9 different people on this podcast that we're taking too long. But what was the donut shop that closed a few years ago that was like banging popular in Lancaster? I used to
Dunkin' Donuts.
We used to get
donut shop.
Purple is it like Purple Haze Donuts or like?
I'm not. I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name. But
I know of Purple Glaze in Asbury. As far as I can help you with, though.
All right, boys, we can keep talking about Christian metalcore donuts and Amish people.
Yeah, let's move on to a subject that doesn't make me listen to Norma Jean.
Guys, the Sounders of Seattle host LAFC. The money line says Seattle. My heart says Seattle. My groin says Seattle.
Oh, boy.
Morris, Roy Diaz, Ladero, I think is just going to be way too much for that LAFC backline that's been anything but consistent this year. I don't think Carlos Vela is enough. I think Seattle takes this, and Seattle takes this comfortably. JD was calling out numbers before, so I'm going to say this is going to be a smooth 4-1 victory. Kyle, This is up to you, Kyle. Are we going with Sounders, possibly on a back-to-back MLS Cup run, or?
I could see this one going either way. LAFC's been back up to form lately. This is a tough one. You know what? I'll just play devil's advocate. I'm going to go LAFC.
Ooh. I'm telling you right now. I mean, again, I can see it, just not on a sober mindset. No one? Not even a giggle? Okay, well, fuck you all.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out why I'm stupid and it's not working.
You don't listen to enough Killswitch Engage.
No, that's why I'm intelligent. That's not what I'm talking about.
And
I use a Tushy and I don't listen to Killswitch. It's just two things. I'm killing it, dude.
Dre, someone who does not use a Tushy. Known fact, confirmed, not fake news. Dre, Seattle or LA?
I can actually see this one going to LA. I think they've clicked since Carlos Vela has been back, and I don't know what it is, man, but I think I could see LA pulling it off over Seattle this particular time around. If it was like a 2-game aggregate thing, different story. But in a 1-game elimination, single game elimination, I'm giving this to LAFC.
I told you, so just like I'm not persuading you one way or the other, but if I told you that Seattle's only lost once at home this year, would that change your mind?
See, I was good. No, it won't, and I'll tell you why, because you've been saying that a lot this episode. Home and away games don't fucking matter this year. They don't. Like to the 6 teams that let 1,000 fans into the arena, maybe, but there's no fan advantage or atmosphere in these games right now, at least in my eyes. It's just whether you're used to the arena or not, you're still playing an empty arena.
I don't want to play devil's advocate to your devil's advocate, where I'm saying that these numbers have been from a pandemic year. So that means Seattle has found a way to win 8 games and only lose 1 in a season.
Yeah, it's called a tiny Hispanic man putting in 8 goals a fucking night.
Okay, and if Roy Diaz is healthy, when the Peruvians putting balls in, you just got to understand, okay? JD, our final Western Conference game, your final pick, Seattle or LA?
Man, I don't know. I think what you said about Minnesota, Colorado, that's the game to watch. If it's not your team, that's the game to watch. I think this is also a very good game to watch because LAFC have been getting better. Carlos Vela's back. Diego Rossi is Diego Rossi. I don't know. I think Jordan Morris could have a really big game. And Rui Diaz, Nicolas Ladero, I just think they're kind of evenly matched. And I mean, 2nd and 7th seed doesn't do the 2 teams justice as a matchup. But I'm gonna go YouTube. I'm gonna go YouTube FC here. YouTube FC.
Wow. Oh, holy
YouTube
shit.
TV.
Am I really? Hold on, Alex. I need some. Alex, I know you're on. Tell me you chose Seattle and tell me I'm not the only one.
Sorry.
I'm the only fucking one. I can't even fucking.
You sorry, Matt?
Holy fucking shit.
It's YouTube for me, baby.
I prefer Amazon. Fuck you. So guys, those are the games at hand. Those are the games available across the board. Now there are going to be a couple games that we're going to have to wait to see. The Philadelphia Union and Toronto FC both sit and wait to see the Eastern Conference playing games finalized. But guys, if you had to choose, now we'll do both one at a time. And JD, we'll start this with you. You are the Philadelphia Union fan. If you are the Philadelphia Union, who would you rather see in that first round? As well, if you're Toronto, who would you rather see in that first round?
As a Philadelphia Union fan, pump New England Revolution into my Philadelphia Union veins. Like, I'm just hoping, and I feel like it's going to happen. I picked them earlier in the episode to beat Montreal, and I'm hoping that. Well, I actually picked Nashville, so I think it's lower seeded. Or no, shit. I'm kind of.
It will be the lowest seed.
The lowest seed. Okay, wait. Okay, yeah. So actually, I'm hoping Nashville beats Miami. So that would mean if New England beats Montreal, New England will play Philly Union, right? Because there's Well, whatever. I'm just hoping New England gets to play Philly Union in Chester. Oh man, that's gonna be a shit show for the New England Revolution. That's all I have to say.
And then if you're Toronto, who would you want to play with if you're Toronto?
Toronto, Inter Miami. I think Toronto knows what they're doing in the MLS Cup playoffs, and Inter Miami absolutely does not. With all the star power they have, they don't know what they're doing, and Toronto will win that easy.
Now, if the Philadelphia Union draw the New England Revolution again this year, if you're one player from the Union and you jersey swapped with someone from New England in every single game, you almost have enough jerseys to start a starting 11.
Yeah.
We're just going to continue this little spinning circle. It's fucking working. If I'm the Philadelphia Union, I want to play Montreal. And that's not because I chose Montreal to win. I just think if you're the Philadelphia Union, it's the one team you've completely owned this year playing against.
True.
This is a team that's going to be on minimal rest because they are going to have to play that playing game. And even though Thierry Henry, I believe, will squeak out a victory against New England, I don't think they're going to have enough to get 2 big wins on the road. And I think a very well-rested Philadelphia Union side is going to have their way with that Montreal side. And then in return, I am agreeing with JD. If I am Toronto, I want to play New England because exact same thing. I don't think they have the depth to really be able to push 2 big wins in a couple nights. And just overall, New England has not been consistent. When they do get a win, it usually follows a loss, and it's not really doing that well. So if I'm Toronto, up the revs, right? Up the revs? Yeah. So, Kyle, it is your turn now, and if you're the Philadelphia Union or if you're Toronto, who do you want to play?
Well, I feel like if I'm Toronto, I'm kind of pulling for the stars to align, so I could play Montreal for the 90th time. Because who better to play in a playoff than somebody you know that well? And honestly, I'm going to go with JD on this one. I am a little bit hoping that New England plays Philly because I feel like those games are always just so good to watch. But I think the chance for everybody, just Inter Miami. Just want to play Inter Miami.
Dre, to finish it up, if you are the Philadelphia Union and if you are Toronto FC, who do you want to play?
Philly Union definitely want to play the New England Revolution. They just have their number this year, and that level of comfort goes a far way. So I think Philly would want to play them. And then Toronto, who are the two other teams playing into that playing round?
I mean, Nashville and Miami.
Oh, Nashville, Miami, right. Toronto would want to play Miami. They're just not the team that's not doing as hot, I think. So I think that is who they would want to play, but I don't see Miami advancing anyway.
Boys, those are our picks up to this point. As we discussed at the beginning of the episode, we are only on this episode going to discuss the opening rounds of each game. Next week, we are going to talk about not only the results of the first round and the second round if you are certain teams, some of the Eastern Conference playing their second game. We are going to discuss Exactly. We are going to discuss every single game as well as our predictions in the games upcoming for that as well. Guys, it would be unfair for us to choose a winner in the MLS Cup playoff on just the predictions. So we are going to give you our reach picks on who's going to win the tournament next week. So you're going to want to stay up to date with episode 44 when that does release. Ladies and gentlemen, I went to a farmer's market on Sunday, but Dre didn't have a stand set up, so I'm pretty fucking pissed about it. And I did get some organic soap and some flannels with random Nickelodeon cartoons sewed on the back, but I didn't buy that. I swear, trust me, you can look at my closet. You're only going to see Clay Aiken. Dre.
Oh boy.
Dre, what are you selling on what I believe is the finale of a certain episode?
Yes. So we've made it.
Today's the day.
On the Farmer's Market Minute, we finish up playing the Ballad of Freddie Adu. And next week, I got some cool content coming. But to finish this off, last we were following Freddie Adu through his journeys. He made it back to the U.S. to the Tampa Bay Rowdies, played a whopping 13 games for them, and then got dropped in 2016. Then he continues to try to go on trial. We saw this already a couple weeks ago. He goes on trial with different teams trying to get a spot. Has a trial with the Portland Timbers. Doesn't work so well. Has a trial at a newly promoted Polish team. Doesn't go so well. And then eventually he does get hired by USL team, the Las Vegas Lights FC. So that is his next USL team. Plays there for a while. Gets released in 2018. But that was kind of one of his longer stints. He had about a season and a half in Las Vegas. And then since his release in 2018, he pretty much hadn't been playing soccer professionally until last month. Last month, October of 2020, mid-pandemic, he got hired by recently promoted to the third tier of Sweden team, Österlen FF. Holy crap. Just promoted to the third tier. I'm talking he was in like one of the smallest teams in Finland. Now he's in one of the smallest teams in Sweden. So that's where he got promoted, or that's where he ended up, and honestly is where he is playing literally like right now. So that ends the current tale of the Ballad of Freddie Adu. All in total, 14 clubs that this kid played at.
How old is he right now?
He's probably he started at 14, so he's probably only like 31 years old. Let me double check this. I think I might have this open here. How old is Freddie Adu? He is 30. He's 31.
To think if he was a goalkeeper, he would like still have like 8 or 9 years left of like prime left to play, which is just scary. So guys, that brings us to the therapy part of our episode. And JD, you are the guest. And for those who know our episode, now we're going to talk about what's pissing us off in life. So JD, I open the floor to you. You can anything whatsoever. What is pissing you off this week?
What's pissing me off this week really is just the lack of important soccer. Because it's the international break in Europe, and the MLS is on its way to the playoffs, but they're not playing right now. So I have to deal with the fucking international break. And as a Liverpool fan, if anybody's a Liverpool fan, you're feeling my pain right now because all your players are getting fucking injured. It's ridiculous. And I'm just pissed off. I'm just pissed off. The only shining light was the U.S. men's national team beating Panama 6-2 today. It's the only shining light. But other than that, I hate the international break. And then coinciding with the in-between of the end of the MLS regular season and the playoffs. It's boring.
So I am going to piggyback on what's pissing you off, and probably for like the third time in like a 5-week period. Ladies and gentlemen, what's pissing me off this week is the international break, and why in a COVID year it is the dumbest fucking thing since diet fucking water. Yeah, that's right. Diet water exists, and it shouldn't, just like...
Is it as dumb as the Netherlands hiring Frank de Boer, though?
No, dumber. No, dumber.
Wow.
This is actually dumber than Frank de Boer still being allowed to coach. Garen fucking teeth. The international break is a goddamn fucking joke. These games are meaningless. It's taking players away from their own teams. And just as JD said it, Liverpool are going to have to bring in the red fucking cross to save their fucking season. Because at this point, they're going to start playing 16-year-olds just to fucking fill roster spots.
Because James Milner is just going to play every single position.
And you know what? And he's still going to be better than Harry Maguire. That's coming from a United fan, and I have no issue saying it. What's pissing me off? International breaks, all international friendlies. Fuck them all. That's it. Kyle, what's pissing you off this week?
I don't know. I'm doing a lot of thinking. I could go on and on about work, but that's a never-ending fucking tale. It's not like the Ballad of Freddie Adu. There's no end to that one. So really, besides work, and I really have nothing that's pissing me off so far because it's Monday. I got nothing. Just life in general.
That's not a bad spot to be in.
Just kind of everything and nothing all at the same time. It's Monday, and I kind of already want to die. So like,
it sounds like you're having an
so
existential
what's
crisis.
different from yesterday?
Absolutely fucking nothing.
You sound like Kill Switch and Gage right now.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow, what a fucking insult.
Hold on.
There's way too much Kill Switch on this podcast.
Hold on. Kyle, would this be your end of heartache?
No, it's probably my last serenade, though.
Oh god.
I fucking hate everybody. Oh. You know what? Matt's pissing me off this week.
Yeah, there we go. We got it out of him.
There it is.
We got it out of him. Dre, what's pissing you off this week?
I had something, boring and generic I was going to say, but you guys just changed my mind. What's pissing me off is your guys' hate for the goddamn international break. Now, the international break might not be important to you guys who have big, important teams that you follow and that kind of stuff. But
I'm going to change mine too.
A shitty third world country soccer team. International soccer is like a super big thing for you because you get to have your players put on those national colors and go out there and play. I got to watch Ukraine beat Spain 2 weeks ago. I got to watch that happen with my own eyes. And then this week, for about 4 minutes, I got to see Ukraine be ahead on Germany and then take a shit and lose 3-1.
A whole 4 minutes.
Wow.
I got to see it happen.
That. Imagine thinking the international break's a good idea in 2020. Imagine looking at fucking Ronaldo coming back from international break, probably killing, half of France and fucking Portugal and then infecting all of fucking Juventus. But like, hey, great idea.
I'm not saying you can't follow stricter protocols, but
just the amount of travel is just fucking stupid to me. There's no reason for it.
As a follower of like a shittier team, I enjoy watching my underdogs, my Ukrainian team do well. And we've been doing well the last 2-3 years. We have Andriy Shevchenko as our coach. He's kind of brought the team some new life. And
yeah, guys, the Wild Dogs gave our ball back.
We're good.
Dre, I respect that position. I definitely respect that. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
And Dre,
you're still a bitch, Dre.
Yeah, as I say, Dre, you're still a bitch, and you're still Jade. You finally found one other person to agree with you on that. So, because the rest of
JD,
us,
I'm not going to call you a bitch, but Dre, he's a bitch.
JD, you're cool people. We like you. You're gonna come back on. And Dre, we're trying to get kicked off, but he won't fucking leave.
One last note to JD. I don't know if you heard, but I am a Bayern Munich fan. Please take care of Thiago for me. Don't injure that man. He's a treasure. Do not hurt Thiago.
I'm high on Bayern Munich. I hosted a German exchange student in high school from Bavaria. Big Bayern Munich fan. I was low key a big Bayern Munich fan. And hey, Thiago, man, if he can just not get taken out by Richarlison, he will be very good for them.
Yeah. I love what he did for my team, and he did not have a bad falling out. I wish him the best, and I hope you guys take care of him.
Yes, no, he is a great player, and I'm happy as a Liverpool fan. I'm happy that he had a good ending of his time at Bayern, and a great start to his career at Liverpool. But yeah,
Alex, to finish it up, Alex, what is pissing you off this week?
It's not it's a certain type of person or people out there. People who put fucking paper thin curtains on their windows. So in the morning, you can't fucking sleep. I had to stay, as a couple of you may know, I had to stay in a really fucking nice, $1 million home this weekend. And my one and only complaint was the fact that they used tissue paper for fucking curtains.
Imagine spending $1 million on a house and $5 on curtains.
Yeah, and at 7 a.m., because we are 6 feet from the fucking beach, at 7 a.m., there's the fucking sun. And guess what time we went to bed? We went to bed at 5 fucking a.m. So I read 2 days on 4 hours of sleep in total. So I blame the person who owns that $1 million mansion and put $5, five below fucking paper toilet fucking curtains on the windows.
Before we close out our episode, break down the socials and
I want to go home.
To our significant others what the fuck we're talking about. JD, we had an absolutely incredible, wonderful time with you, and we want the rest of our listeners to know where they can find you. Explain your show a little bit, where they can find you, and like I said, we'd love to have you back on.
I co-host the EPL Boys Podcast with Logan Smith. We're primarily focused on the English Premier League. We're both Liverpool fans, so bias comes into it. We're good now, finally. But we like to break down every single game in the Premier League every week. Kind of go into analytics of it, but then also be fun with it. And then our Tuesday episodes will be the reviews of each game from the weekend before and whether or not I made money on my bets. Because then we get into our Friday episodes, which is previewing each game, and then we get into my gambling corner, which is my personal favorite segment, where I am a degenerate gambler and I like to spread the wealth of my gambling knowledge, which is very little. But I like to make my picks, put my money down, and hopefully make some money. I haven't made too much money. I've been more winning on my NFL bets, which is counterintuitive. But we just like to have a good time over at the EPL Boys, and we're very good friends with Posts and Pints. So yeah, give us a follow, give us a listen, and stick around with the Posts and Pints because they were a great time.
Oh, you're making me blush. I wasn't ready for all this emotion and shit like that. God damn it! I just wanted to talk about soccer and drink fucking, and now he's making me feel things.
God, I've had 7 beers in this episode.
Welcome to the party.
You've had 2 because you're drinking. What are you drinking? Natty Ice?
Well, they're Natty Light. I had 5 before the episode started, and I've had 7 so far. So I'm only a little bit buzzed. But I do have to pee. So,
my man, next time you're in a liquor store, get some Jinro, the #1 spirit of Korea.
Jinro.
Whatever he's telling you to do, you probably shouldn't do that. That goes to everybody at home.
I will pass.
I feel my insides bleeding with every swig.
Yummy.
Yeah, just spend $17 to get 30 ice cold water lights.
Spend $9 and get the #1 spirit of Korea.
Wait, how much is it for 30K? $17?
Yeah, $17 for Natty Light 30 rounds.
$17 to drink 30 beers and feel like you lick the side of 3 normal beer cans.
Yeah, well,
come on now.
I did. I went as.
This coming from the guy who drinks Yingling and PBR like it's fucking religion.
Yeah,
there are levels. First of all,
Yingling has good flavor.
You do not put PBR and Natty Light on the same level. There are rungs. PBR isn't much higher, but it's slightly higher.
The same shelf in the liquor store.
That's because there's 3 shelves in liquor stores that sell these beers, Alex.
I know.
No.
You can only separate them so much.
The difference between PBR and Natty Light is what you're drinking at the bar, what you're drinking alone.
Pretty much.
PBR is at the bar by yourself, and Natty Light is at home by yourself.
Well, JD, good thing. Kyle doesn't like going to the bars. He likes just staying home. So he has an entire she shed just full of PBR. So
I used to like going to bars before COVID hit, and I realized how much I actually hate other people.
Somebody burned down my she shed.
I feel that.
But guys,
our she shed can't burn. It's full of beer.
Guys, that is another episode of Posts and Pints in the book. We stumbled towards the end of this one. That's right, boys and girls. That is episode 43. It's in the book. We are prepped and ready to go for MLS action to kick off this Friday. Yes, that's correct. This episode should be live either Wednesday or Thursday. So depending on when you're listening to it, it'll be all prepped and ready for you on Friday when the games do kick off. Now, Dre, before we get out of here, where can they listen to us and what should they do after they listen to us?
All the places, man. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and as we record right now on Discord, come join the chat. We have lots of fun here. And then once you're done listening to us on your Google, your Android, your iPhone, your Spotify, wherever the hell you want to get us, we're everywhere. Please leave us a 5-star review.
Unless you're leaving us a 1-star review because you bought that horrible Korean liquor, don't put that on us.
If you want to shit talk us, leave 5 stars and then say how much trash Matt is.
Just Matt. Don't knock on the Jinro. Just Matt though.
It's okay. Don't worry. Every 5-star review, I only read the 5-star reviews. So if you really want to shit talk me, you have to leave me a 5-star review. So.
And a thumbs up.
Guys,
only look at it if we get a thumbs up.
But guys, for Alex behind the scenes, Dre, Kyle, and JD from the EPL Boys, my name is Matt, guys. That is another episode of Post and Pints in the book. Episode 43 is dead, buried, and somewhere in the swamps of the old Raritan. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that the beer is never going to be free, but the banter will forever be included. Until next time, guys, be safe, be well, and remember, tip.
And try Jinro.
I'm still not confident.
Bye.
Peace out.